Hello everyone, my name is Andrea, and today I'm going to be doing my close reading On a Sunbeam by Tillie Walden. On a Sunbeam by Tillie Walden presents an inventive story full of wild and interesting concepts, opening up a portal to a breathtaking world. Mia, along with other characters, create a heartwarming environment that bring their unique stories and personalities together. By analyzing Mia's character, however, her development throughout the book, the reader may come to recognize how her choice of actions come to a serious consequence that later lead to unexpected destinations, and that without them, the story could have gone a completely different way. At first, Mia is this absent and indistinct person who the reader cannot comprehend where she stands as an individual. We're not sure where she's coming from, who she is as a person, why she's there, her purpose. But by the end of it, she flourishes and becomes the person she is set out to be. So for the first panel that I decided to choose is this one right over here. When the story begins to show flashbacks of this pivotal moment in Mia's life back in high school, we start to dissect key elements of Mia's mind that show her personality. In this case, this particular panel. This panel juxtaposes similar situation that Mia has gone through in the past that could have been completely avoided if she had not made impulsive decisions. The scene-to-scene panels at the top show the moment of when she crashes the Luxmobile after making the decision of taking it out for a test run with Grace because she felt the need to. The panels right below show the current moment of where her curiosity leads her when she goes into an unsafe and forbidden area after being told not to. This is on page 73. These character panels begin to illustrate and indicate that Mia might be associated as a person who is reckless, seeks trouble and adventure. This foreshadows that this is only the beginning of her making a decision based on impulse. This is something that we start to realize as a reader. We start to see how this might take a toll on how the story is going to be played out throughout the rest of their journey. And so this was the beginning of when I personally started to recognize that Mia is going to be getting into trouble eventually again. Here we find this particular image panel. This is one that also indicates a consequence to Mia's impulsive decision making. So as the story progresses, one starts to realize that this is a tragic flaw of Mia's and that this is a part of who she is as a person. The image panel on page 276 highlights a moment where Mia definitely falls into regret when she walks out on Grace, not knowing that this would have been the last time she sees her due to certain circumstances that are completely out of her control. And out of anger and frustration, we see another form of her decision-making that still derives from her heightened emotions. This, yet again, shows the lack of consciousness she has when confronting her feelings through various situations. Although this was a decision from the past, it is hard to not wonder of the possibility that Mia might make similar mistakes throughout the rest of the book. This directs the reader's attention to adapt to the type of person Mia is, sympathizing with not only who she is, what she has gone through, but the endless possibilities of the unknown future for her and her crew members. So there is a sense of loss and regret, realizing walking out was the last time and the last thing Grace will remember. So this quote that I found here, it says, if Shar were here, she'd say we're being impulsive, but doing the safe thing, the right thing, that got us all screwed. I'm done with that. We'll do this. As the last few chapters start to unfold, Mia's agenda and purpose start to shape the ending. The one impulsive decision she makes before the climatic event sets the tone for the rest of the story. Once again, Mia is controlled by her emotions and takes the initiative to pull herself and others at risk. Luckily, she is accompanied and supported by her family, her crew members. When they find out that she wants to look for Grace, they themselves, not only do they think this is an impulsive and dangerous decision, but they too sympathize with who she is and validate how she feels. This is a moment where we see how similar the crew members are to each other, especially similar to Mia. They too relate to her emotions and are now put into her position, thinking the way she thought. They love her for who she is and want her to be happy. This was a very important, an important scene. I'm lost for words because when I was reading this, I definitely felt a sense of sympathy for Mia, because I was like, okay, someone finally is helping her out. She is a hurt person, and all these other hurt individuals that we come to also recognize and see want to help her, which is a very comforting feeling when I read this part. So by the end, Mia is given the honor of being captain of the Sunbeam. So this panel in particular, this is the last, almost the last panel. Mia is given the honor of being the captain of the Sunbeam, and one can only agree and understand to that conclusion because of who Mia is and had become over the years. We do not see Mia as the 14-year-old who made reckless decisions over impulse. We see her as a headstrong person who is not afraid in following what she feels and believes in. Her quick decision-making will protect the others and will be ready to take on whatever challenges emerge. So by analyzing Mia's development throughout the book, we see the growth of a strong woman, and that without the decisions she's made, the characters would not be in the promising positions they are now. Therefore, she has done everything right. So we now see that her development has become more mature, there's hope for the way she is, that it was never problematic. It was just, it needed guidance, and it needed love and help from others in order for her to bloom into the person that she is now, and that's why she becomes captain. So my question towards everything is, after reading and analyzing Mia, do you agree that labeling her as as impulsive is justified through the chosen events? Or do you think that there should have been more of a background story apart from her high school years to determine if that was a part of her character? So basically, I'm asking, do you agree with the information I am giving you? Is that something that you also thought while reading the story? And if not, what is your opinion on Mia? If it's completely, if you completely disagree with her being an impulsive decision maker, what do you think Mia was going through, how she was feeling? What is your intake on it? Thank you for listening.